For centuries, they have been cast as the brutish, simple-minded cousins of our own species, a failed experiment in the grand story of human evolution. But the Earth, in its patient, silent way, is beginning to tell a different story. In recent years, from the deep, cold caves of Europe to the sun-drenched landscapes of the Middle East, remarkable discoveries are being unearthed. These fragments of a lost world are challenging everything we thought we knew about the Neanderthals. They whisper of a people far more complex, more intelligent, and more like us than we ever imagined. Join me as we embark on a journey back in time. We will travel across continents and millennia, guided by the latest archaeological evidence. We will not be looking at dusty bones in a museum case, but rather, we will be piecing together the vibrant lives of individuals who walked this planet long before us. We will explore their tools, their art, their homes, and even their genetic legacy, which for some of us continues to this day. This is a story of survival, of innovation, and ultimately of extinction. The picture that is emerging is one of a deeply human experience. We are discovering evidence of symbolic thought, of sophisticated technology, and of remarkable adaptability in the face of a changing world. These new insights force us to look again at the familiar narrative of our own origins and to ask profound questions about what it truly means to be human. The story of the Neanderthals is, in many ways, becoming a new and crucial chapter in the story of ourselves. Here, in the heart of what is now France, the Earth has yielded the remains of an individual we have come to know as Thorin. He lived and died over 50,000 years ago, a time when glaciers still carved the landscape. The story told by his very bones, by the ancient DNA locked within them, is not one of a great hunt or a dramatic battle, but a quieter, more poignant tale. It is a story of isolation. Genetic analysis reveals that Thorin belonged to a small, secluded group of Neanderthals, a lineage that had been cut off from others for a very long time. His genetic code is a testament to this solitude. The signs of inbreeding are unmistakable, a lack of genetic diversity that would have made his community vulnerable. In the vast, sparsely populated world of the Ice Age, connection was life. The exchange of genes, ideas, and support between groups was a vital survival strategy. Thorin's people, however, seem to have been on their own. This genetic bottleneck may have been a critical factor in their eventual decline. As the climate shifted and new human groups, our own ancestors, arrived in Europe, this lack of resilience, this genetic solitude, could well have been a fatal weakness, contributing to the slow fading of their kind from the world. What separates a simple reaction from a thought, an action from a ritual? Deep within the Cueva de Ardales in southern Spain, a discovery has been made that speaks directly to this question. It is not a tool nor a weapon. It is a fingerprint, left some 43,000 years ago in red ochre pigment, pressed carefully onto a rock formation that, with a little imagination, resembles a human face. This is not an accidental smudge. The placement, the material, the context, it all points to an act of intention, an act of symbolism. This was a place of significance. This single ancient fingerprint opens a window into the Neanderthal mind. The use of ochre, a pigment often associated with ritual and art in early human cultures, suggests this was more than decoration. Was this an offering, a marker for a sacred place? Or perhaps an attempt to capture an image, to give form to a belief or a story? We can never know for certain the precise meaning, but the act itself is profound. It demonstrates abstract thought, the ability to imbue an object and a place with meaning beyond its physical form. This was a world not just of survival, but of significance. For a long time, the prevailing image of the Neanderthal hunt was one of brute force, close quarters, dangerous encounters with large prey. But a discovery from the archaeological site of Schöningen in Germany is reshaping this picture. Here, unearthed from sediments dating back 50,000 years, is a spearhead. But this is no crude, sharpened stone. It is meticulously crafted from the bone of a horse, shaped into a light aerodynamic point. This is a weapon designed not for a desperate, close-range scuffle, but for precision and distance. The craftsmanship is remarkable. The bone has been carefully selected, split, and then worked into a symmetric, lethal point. This is evidence of a multi-stage manufacturing process requiring foresight, planning, and a deep understanding of materials. It suggests that Neanderthals were not just powerful hunters, but also skilled and adaptable engineers. They could assess a problem, how to hunt fleet-footed prey like horses more effectively, and innovate a technological solution. This single artifact speaks volumes about their cognitive abilities, revealing a level of sophistication previously thought to be the exclusive domain of our own species. In the Zagros Mountains of Iran, Kamari Cave has served as a shelter for millennia, and for a vast stretch of that time, it was home to Neanderthals. The layers of earth within this cave are like pages in a history book, and what they reveal is a remarkable story of cultural continuity. Excavations have uncovered stone tools and animal remains stretching back tens of thousands of years, all bearing the distinct signature of the Mousterian culture, the hallmark of the Neanderthals. The same types of tools made in the same distinctive ways persist through layer after layer. This is not a sign of stagnation but of success. It shows that Neanderthal traditions, their ways of making tools and hunting prey, were passed down faithfully from one generation to the next. Their culture provided a stable and effective blueprint for survival in this challenging mountain environment for an immense period of time. It demonstrates a strong social fabric, capable of transmitting complex knowledge across generations. In a world of constant change, the residents of Kamari Cave maintained their way of life, a testament to the resilience and adaptability of their culture. The story of human evolution is often told as a story of replacement, of one group supplanting another. But in a cave in what is now Israel, a different narrative is emerging. Tinshemet Cave has revealed something extraordinary, evidence of both Neanderthals and our own direct ancestors, Homo sapiens, using the same space, though perhaps at different times. More remarkably, they appear to have been using the same kinds of advanced stone tool technologies, a method known as the Levallois technique. This was not a simple case of one group moving in after another had left. The findings here suggest a period of coexistence, a time of potential interaction and exchange. Did they meet? Did they trade ideas? The shared technology hints at a level of cultural transmission. Perhaps our ancestors learned from the Neanderthals, who had inhabited this region for far longer, or perhaps it was the other way around. Tinshemet Cave becomes a crossroads, a place where two distinct branches of the human family tree converged. It challenges the idea of a simple, linear progression and instead paints a more complex and fascinating picture of shared landscapes and shared knowledge. The stereotype of the Neanderthal is of a specialist, a hunter singularly focused on large game like mammoths and woolly rhinos, living only in the cold climes of Ice Age Europe. But at Abric Pizarro, a site in Spain, the evidence tells a story of incredible versatility. The animal remains found here are not just of large mammals. They include rabbits, birds, and even fish. This was a community that knew its environment intimately and exploited every resource available to it. They were not just big game hunters. They were expert foragers and opportunistic survivors. This adaptability is the true key to their long success. They were not locked into a single lifestyle. The evidence at Abric Pizarro shows they could shift their focus depending on the season and the availability of prey. They had the knowledge to hunt fast, small animals, and the technology to process them. This shatters the old caricature of the brutish, inflexible caveman. Instead, we see a people who are masters of their diverse environments, able to thrive in a wide range of ecological niches, from coastal plains to inland mountains, a testament to their intelligence and resilience. In the world of early humans, adhesive was a revolutionary technology. The ability to glue a stone point to a wooden shaft transformed hunting and tool making. For a long time, this was considered a hallmark of Homo sapiens' ingenuity. But on the coast of Gibraltar, at a 65,000-year-old site, we have found evidence that Neanderthals had mastered a complex chemical process to create their own powerful glue tar, distilled from the bark of birch trees. This is not a simple discovery. This is prehistoric chemistry. To produce tar from birch bark requires heating it in an oxygen-deprived environment to a temperature of over 340 degrees Celsius. This is a process that requires sophisticated control of fire, purpose-built containers, and a deep empirical understanding of cause and effect. It could not have been discovered by accident. It is the result of experimentation, planning, and the transmission of knowledge. This find in Gibraltar proves that Neanderthals were not just users of technology, but innovators and inventors. capable of manipulating their environment in complex ways to achieve a desired outcome. The picture is now clearer than ever before. The discoveries we have witnessed on this journey, from the lonely genes of Thorin to the industrial chemistry of Gibraltar, converge on a single powerful conclusion. The Neanderthals were not a primitive monolith, but a people of immense complexity, adaptability, and innovation. They possessed symbolic thought, passed down resilient cultures, and engineered sophisticated solutions to the challenges of their world. They were not a clumsy caricature, but a successful and intelligent branch of the human family who thrived on this planet for hundreds of thousands of years. As we look at them, we see a reflection, however distant, of ourselves. Their story is a crucial part of the greater human story. The old boundaries between us and them are dissolving, replaced by a more nuanced understanding of a world populated by different kinds of people, each with their own strengths and vulnerabilities. The narrative is no longer one of simple replacement, but of a complex tapestry of interaction, coexistence, and shared ancestry that continues to shape who we are today. And the story is far from over. With every new excavation, every advancement in genetic analysis, the Earth gives up more of its secrets. The Neanderthals are slowly stepping out of the shadows of prehistory, and ongoing research will undoubtedly continue to reshape our understanding of their lives, their minds, and their ultimate fate. By continuing to listen to the whispers from our shared past, we learn more not only about them, but about the very nature of the human journey itself.